And the night has come, and the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. Oh, I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me, oh, stand by me, stand by me. Stand by me, stand by me. Stand by me, stand by me.
Good evening, everyone. Wow, thank you so much, Rick Manning and Naomi Summers, for that wonderful, moving rendition of Stand By Me. On behalf of our team at the Tompkins Chamber and CVB and our board of directors, I want to welcome you and thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We are so glad that we can finally gather to celebrate our accomplishments and deserving award winners, explore our challenges and opportunities, and I hope leave inspired and optimistic about the future. Before we get into our program, there are many members and supporters that we must thank. I'll be honest that your investments in the Chamber and CVB have never been more important. We are filled with gratitude and couldn't do our work without you. Thanks so much to our presenting sponsors, Tompkins Trust Company and Keuka Medical Center, for your support of our annual meeting and celebration and all year long. Thanks also to our award winner recognition sponsor, Sharaba Walker, our venue sponsor, CSP Management, and thanks to our many virtual table sponsors, Bridges Cornell Heights, CFCU Credit Union, Chemung Canal Trust Company, Child Development Council, Cornell University, Elmira Savings Bank, Holt Architects, Ithaca College, M&T Bank, Sharaba Walker, and Visions Federal Credit Union. Many of you supported us by retaining your sponsorships or purchasing tickets with your additional donation and value. So we hope you will enjoy your attendee gift sponsored by Cornell Business and Technology Park, a unique farm-to-fork cookbook created with much passion for regional food and beverage by our team at the Chamber and CVB in the early spring, and your bottles of wine, sponsored in part by Trip Hammer Wines and Spirits and Sheldrake Winery. We are excited that you could join us for a special evening. It's our goal to keep you entertained, to celebrate together, and provide the best quality experience that we can in the comfort of your own home. Don't forget to participate in the live chat and take time to network with other attendees during the event. Thank you also to our video production sponsor, Wellsaid Media, for creating our award videos as well as producing our event tonight. Now I'm excited to introduce our Entrepreneur of the Year. This award is given annually to a chamber member entrepreneur in good standing, that is, a startup member business or existing member business which has exhibited significant growth, new job creation, launch of new products or expansion into new markets, the addition of new businesses or locations to their business portfolio, or other characteristics demonstrating their entrepreneurial spirit. This year's recipient of the Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Elizabeth Clausen Ambrose of Bridges Cornell Heights. Throughout 2019, Bridges expanded their brand, offering a more diverse portfolio of senior living options and preparing for the future, including the opening of the Craftsman in Cornell Heights. Elizabeth Clausen Ambrose, founder of Bridges Cornell Heights, has 31 years of experience caring for seniors. Elizabeth is committed to her staff, always looking to grow talent from within, and is a living wage employer. With the growing senior population in the United States, the most serious housing deficit is for middle-income seniors, and Bridges has recognized this need and served more clients by expanding their portfolio of projects. In the past 24 months, Elizabeth has cemented partnerships with many other local developers and is a key partner for both the Library Place and City Harbor developments. Elizabeth is also on the cutting edge when it comes to senior housing, having recently concluded a study for intergenerational living that will inform Bridges' future developments. For all of these reasons, we congratulate Elizabeth Clausen Ambrose for being our Entrepreneur of the Year.
When you first come to Bridges, you think it's a beautiful setting with friendly people. But the thing that is the real element is the caregiver. Our people thrive because they have the consistent security and safety. That gives so much restorative power to people that we see miracles every day.
Bridges is a very unique place, and we just are a great team. In that environment, you don't feel you're going to work. Every morning, you look to be with your friends.
I've been working for Bridges for almost 18 years. I think this is the ultimate place of living for the elders. Elizabeth Ambrose has vision of how to prosper and help others to prosper too.
I've known Elizabeth for at least 15 years. She took care of my grandparents when they were residents, and I think the unique and beautiful living environment really enhanced the final years of life.
What Elizabeth has created here is a bunch of integrated but unique little living environments for the people who are in them. They don't feel like they're part of some big box. They feel like they're at home.
My wife is the resident here, and we can't say enough about how well we're taken care of. Elizabeth is a very kind, compassionate person and has certainly been a leader in this area with assisted living.
Elizabeth has people that have worked with her for 5, 10, and 15 years. If you give the people that want to do this work the tools to do it, they flourish.
She has this ability to see the quality in people. You can call Elizabeth at 2 a.m. with idea, and the next thing you know, she's right at your door saying, let's start this project.
I've been working on the Library Place development since 2013. 66 active senior apartments served by a medical clinic, spa, restaurant, and home health care agency office. Elizabeth got involved in late 2017 as a partner. Because of her decades of experience, she really put a fine polish to the project.
Hearing about this project, I was like, hey, Frost, I know a little something about this. Should we sit down and have coffee? And so I think this was a natural partnership. I'm really excited about offering something for lively, active seniors in the heart of downtown. Where we are right now is one of the entrances for the walk-in clinic. We have a restaurant that will be on the corner, a lively corner with some outside seating. And I think this is going to be a place where we all want to go to.
Elizabeth has a unique talent for creating community. There's a need for that more than ever, and that's why the future of Bridges will be so bright.
Now, I'd like to call up Elizabeth Klassen Ambrose to accept the Entrepreneur of the Year award.
Good evening. This is a huge honor. Thank you, Chamber of Commerce, for celebrating entrepreneurs and small businesses every year, especially in 2020. What a year it's been, right? Is it over yet? I believe entrepreneurship and small businesses will be key to recovering from this pandemic. Entrepreneurs are risk takers, we solve problems, and small businesses empower our neighborhoods by keeping dollars in our local community. Speaking of community, this pandemic is challenging our sense of connection. It's separating people and isolating us from our families and our support systems. Honestly, I can't find words to capture the creativity and dedication I've seen from the caregivers at Bridges Cornell Heights, and caregivers everywhere, who are innovating ways to keep loved ones safe and connected during this global crisis. Tireless, passionate people, such as my right-hand woman, Elizabeth Demisay, and our clinical team, Christina Slattery, Marcy Welsh, Dan Guthrie, Christine Wills, and Kathy Paddock, and each and every one of our home health aides and caregivers. Every single member of our Bridges team is breaking the mold and reaching higher to keep our community safe and nurture spirits. Caregivers everywhere working extreme hours, making personal sacrifices, and this is why I'd like to dedicate this award to caregivers and other essential workers who are caring for the most vulnerable among us. To each of you, the fortitude you've shown each day is extraordinary, and it is an honor to work beside you. I also want to thank some of the visionaries I've hitched my wagon to over the years. These people have influenced me and helped me shape my businesses as they've grown. My sister Patty Klassen, who came up with the original idea to start a home care agency 30-something years ago. Our parents, Jane and Dick Klassen, who nurtured our entrepreneurial mindsets and raised us with the fortitude to see things through. Katja, my co-mom, and as well as Danny and Gabriel Oliveira, and who make my complicated and rewarding life possible each day. Stuart Lewis and Mac Travis, who provided wise counsel at crucial moments in my career path. Family members of Bridges residents such as John Brenner, who shared his COVID testing expertise to help our residents stay safe. Betsy Magre is my chief strategizer and communicator. John Page, architect extraordinaire. Mike Cannon, my finance guy. And I'm so grateful that Bridges Cornell Heights has the name Cornell in the name. Also in our house, students keep our residents young at heart, and brilliant Cornell experts help me with the big stuff. Thought leaders such as Steve Carvel, Frank Becker, Brooke Hollis, and John Rehos, a giant in the field of assisted living. He's always willing to take my call and advise me. I also like to recognize my recent partners, Travis Hyde, the Lambros, the Edgers, and of course my partner, who's moving here from Ethiopia, Teddy Zirahun. It's uplifting to be surrounded by phenomenal people such as these. Many thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for this enormous honor, and thank you for all it's done for our local businesses. And please be safe, wear a mask, and let's take care of one another. Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to welcome you to our annual celebration and say thank you for your support and partnership. You may recall that this was originally slotted to occur in late March when the reality of COVID-19 had already hit the U.S. and our community. I want to thank you so much for choosing to join us tonight as we celebrate our award winners, the wonderful work of the Chamber and CVB, share highlights of 2019 and 2020 to date, and look to see what lies ahead. I want to start by saying a heartfelt thank you to Jennifer, Peggy, and the entire team of the Chamber and CVB for all your work and dedication. We're incredibly fortunate to have such a talented group of individuals working together to serve our members and our tourism industry. As we had to temporarily close our doors, their drive and determination to meet the needs of our members only increased. I'd also like to say thank you to the fabulous Board of Directors for your leadership and commitment. We want to offer a parting note of gratitude for the folks that stepped down this year or moved on. Nagyan Laka-Aratsa, Martha Robertson, Peter Parks, Laura Winter-Falk, and Gary Stewart, and Bob Pass. We miss you and we greatly appreciate your service and contribution. We wish you continued good health and great success in all that you do. Over the course of the evening, you'll hear many comments about all of the truly wonderful accomplishments of 2019 and 2020 to date, and there are many. From the incredible programming to reach as many individuals as we can throughout the county, to celebrating the success of a number of new initiatives. Given the work I do with RASA, I'm regularly reminded of the importance of being in the moment. And this is an unbelievable time we are living in and living through. The threat of COVID-19 to our personal well-being and our livelihood is real, and now we are here pioneering our way through new terrain. It has shined a light on so many aspects of our society that have needed much attention, including long-standing racial injustice and economic disparity. There is important work to do, and I believe that our community will continue to ask the good and hard questions to bring about the change that's needed, both as individuals and as a community living together. There's a wonderful saying that's attributed to the Buddha that I find very hopeful and meaningful, especially now. Every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. I've been touched many times by witnessing the strength, resilience, heart, and integrity of the incredible people that make up Tompkins County. Each day I hear of another story of someone finding ways to make the most of today by hearing what people need right now and creatively working to fill those needs while adapting to the day-to-day changes and challenges to keep their businesses alive. I suppose pivot will be one of those most used words of 2020, but it's the perfect one to see how our community has worked together in so many ways. It can be seen in restaurants figuring out how to set up outdoor seating, including right on Aurora at the base of the Commons, in retail stores working hard to build or increase their online sales options, or new businesses starting up to bring deliveries of groceries and other goods to homes, just to name a few. At the Chamber, early in March, as the events of COVID were unfolding nearly every hour, we were responding to the rapidly changing environment by sharing information via our newsletter, education webinars, and on our website. We became experts at how to use online meeting platforms like Zoom, and our team worked closely with our local government officials and other agencies in our community to help develop plans to support us all. We will continue reaching out to our members and learn how we can best assist you in the economic recovery of your business. Our multiple locations for promoting tourism that includes our amazing online presence will widen our message around what our county offers all year long to all of our visitors. We will continue to share the message that if we are all mindful and practice social distancing while wearing our masks as long as it's necessary, there is so much to enjoy about working and playing in our unique community while staying safe and healthy. In all the ways we wish to support all of you, we will be looking to you to continue having your support. Now more than ever, we all need to be in this together, as we all know that we can certainly rise above with more ease and grace if we work collectively. Together we will write the next chapter of how we can thrive. So far, 2020 has been quite the year. I'm sure many of us would wish to turn the page to another year for a number of reasons. And it also seems that it's providing us with an opportunity to consider all aspects of our lives very deeply. How we want to be with our families, how we want to run our businesses, and how we all live in community together. Amazing ideas are born and new paths forged at critical times like this. I personally fell in love with all the beauty and the natural surroundings and the people of this community when I arrived here to attend Ithaca College back in 1987. 33 years later, and in this particular moment in time, I am thrilled to call Ithaca my home. I'm very honored to serve as your chair of the chamber, and I look forward to continuing working with all of you, and I'm very excited to see what's possible starting with today.
Now I would like to present the award for the Nonprofit of the Year. This award is given each year to a chamber member nonprofit business in good standing that has demonstrated sound organizational or business practices, growth in capacity or service as an organization, commitment to the community or constituents served, accomplished a major project or initiative which demonstrated community impact, or a nonprofit partner service provider which helps the chamber increase its impact on the community and service to our members. This year's Not-for-Profit of the Year award winner is the Child Development Council. For over 50 years, the Child Development Council has been serving families in Tompkins and Cortland counties with services to support their access to quality, affordable child care. More recently, the Child Development Council, led by Sue Dill Hall for over 28 years, has sought to explore new business models, attract more funding, and engage more employers to address childcare as a barrier to workforce participation. They've also been key in helping envision our economic recovery. Sue has always sought to partner with the Chamber and like organizations to listen to employer concerns, elevate this issue in the business community, and collaborate for solutions. Additionally, the Child Development Council has been working with other organizations and counties throughout the Southern Tier region to create problem-solving strategies to address the child care shortage region-wide, as well as to create a supportive environment for development of group family child care operations in Tompkins County. Please join me in congratulating the Child Development Council and its Executive Director, Sue Dill Hall.
Children learn from infancy on by the relationships that they have. The Child Development Council tries to have a broad mission that connects with everyone who has an interaction with a child, at home, in childcare, and in the community. We have family services, which goes into the homes of families and provides support and connections to meet those children's basic needs at the earliest point in time.
They provide so much support. I have a great relationship with Jess, who is our worker. More people need to realize they have that, they're not alone. They helped out with formula and stuff after the baby was born, diapers. They're helping me get my license and helping her get into daycare so I can start employment. Emotional support, which is a big thing too.
You want to teach families to be self-sufficient and to work towards whatever goals they might have. And the Child Development Council wants to be able to help them today so that they can plan for the future. Another way that we help support childcare is by helping childcare programs themselves keep the costs down. We reimburse meals for children in childcare, and that's about 200,000 meals a year.
Starting a business can get quite costly, so the grant money that they provided us really helped. We couldn't open up without that. Families are finding that there's not a lot of daycare providers in this area. We filled up within the first 3 months of advertising.
Child Care Resource and Referral is our program to support the child care community. We train and provide educational services to child care providers themselves so that they can be prepared to do the work that they do.
It's not so easy to run the business side of childcare. The council has been a huge help in running the business side of things, the record keeping, the time management, the funding, and finding a schedule that keeps them all engaged.
I appreciate everything that they've done for us. They've become like family, and that's like the best thing ever.
Imagine a community where every child had all the opportunities before them and they could really live out to their potential. That's why I do this work.
Now I'd like to call up Sue Dill Hall to accept the award on behalf of the Child Development Council.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jennifer, Rachel, and members of the Chamber of Commerce. We really appreciate and thank you so much for recognizing the efforts of the Child Development Council. We've been serving the families and children of our community for 5 decades now, and things have changed. Our name has changed, but we're all about promoting and supporting the development of young children. In March, when COVID hit, there were many new emerging needs that our community faced, and we really had to step up to try to figure out how to support the families. And we did a number of different things, but one, for example, was to provide 2,300 days worth of meals for infants and toddlers, formula and food that isn't provided through our traditional family food distribution networks. We provided scholarships for essential personnel so that they could go to work, and the frontline workers could be there for us, and emergency workers could be available, and they could have childcare while they did that. We could do this because this is what we do. But we don't do it alone. We identify the needs, we look for gaps, and we plug the holes. We're a community agency, and the work that we do is only possible through the support of many individuals, businesses, foundations, the United Way, early childhood and school-age professionals in our community, and support organizations like the Chamber of Commerce. And I'd like to just take a moment to thank you particularly for the capacity building work that you do in your training and workshops, through supporting us with workforce development, and providing us with many network opportunities with other businesses throughout the community, creating new ways and creative ways to address the child care crisis in our community. So on behalf of the staff and the board of the Child Development Council, I really want to thank you for this recognition.
Good evening, everyone. Wow, 2019 seems like a lifetime ago. The work of Visit Ithaca is always forward-facing, inviting visitors to experience our community at future dates. As such, we often don't take enough time to look back to celebrate the work of the prior year. I am proud to share some key accomplishments from 2019 with you. We made a technical support and industry training a priority in 2019, and the Visit Ithaca team worked to engage hundreds of partners to provide the tools you needed to grow your bottom line. We implemented Arrival to Departure A to D online training offered year-round. Our goal was to have 100 visitor champions trained by December 31st, and I am proud to say that we exceeded that goal by nearly 50%. We hosted multiple conferences and workshops, all of which are included in the annual report. The updated profile of visitors to Tompkins County was completed in July of 2019. Making data-driven decisions helped better promote our destination at the time when our visitors were planning their trips. The updated visitor profile study gave us the insights to influence new visitors and to expose repeat visitors to new experiences to get them to stay another day, or hopefully two. 71% of those surveyed are repeat visitors. What was a challenge to us in 2019 became an opportunity in 2020. The primary purpose for visiting us is outdoor recreation. They're traveling with families for general leisure purposes, and we also learned that over 20% of respondents self-identified as LGBTQ. Armed with this knowledge, the Visit Ithaca team adjusted and optimized content to match the interests of our visitors, as other destination websites across the internet reported decreases in site traffic for various reasons, Visit Ithaca increased traffic in 2019. Also, 79% of traffic were new visitors to the site. 2019 was definitely the year of cider. With a grant from Empire State Development in partnership with the Downtown Ithaca Alliance, we expanded awareness and visitation to Ithaca's craft cider offerings. We made many media placements regarding cider. My favorite is a placement in Food and Drink entitled, "The best place to drink cider this fall is Ithaca, New York." The Visit Ithaca team traveled down to New York City with 20 area partners to take over Pier 17 for the first ever Ithaca Craft Beverage Festival. It was a festive farm market with interactive booths, music, and guided food and beverage tastings led by Experience the Finger Lakes. Estimated attendance was over 10,000 people. The sales team accomplished many great things detailed in the 2019 annual report. They distributed 99 leads for an estimated economic impact of $1.4 million in definite bookings. After several construction delays, we settled into our spectacular new visitor center downtown in the Tompkins Center for History and Culture. The visitor experience team produced another successful winter recess festival with over 4,300 attendees from 12 states. We had 41% who were first-time attendees, and 71% indicated they visited a new business in 2019. That's new spending in Tompkins County. These are just a few of the highlights of 2019. And with stronger than normal January and February visitation, 2020 was poised to be a banner year. But as we're all aware, everything changed in March. The Visit Ithaca team pivoted from inviting the world to inspiring those extremely valuable repeat visitors. The team has been flexible, nimble, and thoughtful in supporting our partners, members, and each other, and I'm truly grateful for their diligence and creativity to keep Ithaca and Tompkins County top of mind for future visitation. And while working in the present, we must look to the future for economic development through tourism. One of the biggest opportunities for our county is the development of a community conference center in downtown Ithaca. It will provide employment opportunity for casual and part-time industry workers, support retail, restaurant, and art businesses, and increase occupancy by 22,000 room nights annually. Let's face it, we are all zoomed out. People crave the physical company of others. Our sales team is actively responding to meeting leads and putting together community proposals for future events and conferences. From the most current data available to us, Tourism Economics reports that in 2018, visitors spent $227 million in Tompkins County. They generated $16.7 million in local taxes and sustained 3,718 tourism industry jobs. Visitor spending provided $746 tax relief per Tompkins County household in 2018. Thank you for this opportunity to promote this gorgeous place. Safe travels.
Now I'd like to introduce our key person of the year. It's not every year that the Chamber team and nominating committee recognize a person within our network for their outstanding service to the Chamber or their investments in the community. We reserve this award for truly meaningful and noteworthy contributions. And this is not the first time that this particular individual has been named Key Person of the Year. That in and of itself should tell you a lot about this individual. The Key Person of the Year is my friend Gary Stewart. Gary has stepped off of the Chamber Board after a long tenure, and the Chamber wishes to recognize his service and tireless support of the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Chamber. We also want to recognize Gary for his work as a champion of town-gown relations in our community. Gary has a long history of actively serving every organization he's involved in, working tirelessly to enhance community collaborations and partnerships, and facilitating important investments by Cornell University into Ithaca and Tompkins County. Gary's leadership with the Chamber led to the creation of the All Things Equal program, which continues to create space for important conversations around race, equity, and inclusion in our community. Gary's also the first person to reach out to any newcomers, to graciously offer campus tours, and to give rides to his colleagues to Rotary or anywhere else around town that they might need to go. The Chamber is grateful for Gary's many years of service to the organization and to the community. We're sorry to see you go, but so glad that our work together continues. Now I'd like to call up my friend Gary Stewart to accept his award.
Thanks so much, Jennifer. There's probably a joke somewhere in the mix about being recognized as a key person during a pandemic, but I'm too tired to think of one. You know what I mean? Besides, we need to save our energy because who knows what will happen tonight or tomorrow that will require our collective energy. The good news is that when the collective energy and talents of Tompkins County, New York are utilized and focused on any given challenge or opportunity, every person of every age is a key person. Nobody with us tonight ever thought they'd see our shared communities and campuses get knocked on our collective fannies last March. At the same time, no one is surprised that we got up, dusted ourselves off, and perhaps as never before have worked and planned with the collaborative, cutting-edge spirit that we have today, all for the common good. Since March, Cornell staff and faculty have engaged with so many great people at the Tompkins County Health Department, Cuga Medical Center, Ithaca College, TC3, local governments, school districts, neighborhood groups, nonprofits, businesses, and of course the Chamber of Commerce and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's been a professional game changer for many of us. It's also been a privilege to work with so many people who make Tompkins County, and Ithaca, Ithaca. When I think of our Chamber of Commerce and CVB, I also think of the many things that would not exist if it wasn't for leadership over the years, like the Waterfront Trail, the welcoming facility at the Teganic Falls Overlook, the weekly WHCU radio shows, All Things Equal, and of course, Leadership Tompkins. How many of you tonight have been in Leadership Tompkins? Yes? I was in the class of 1995, thank you. And there's so many other great resources and events in a place I feel honored to have called home for almost 30 years. So thanks to Jennifer, Peggy, and the teams at the Chamber and CVB. I grew up in Canandaigua, but I traveled around for a bit and eventually moved from Moscow, right after the fall of the Soviet Union, here to Ithaca, as I've always wanted to get back to the Finger Lakes where I grew up. When I lived in Moscow, I never thought I'd live anywhere else that was so dynamic, engaged, smart, courageous, occasionally jarring and snarky, but not risk-averse. Then I moved to Ithaca and have come to value these same traits here in 2020. Dynamic, engaged, smart, courageous, occasionally jarring and snarky, but not risk-averse. They've been essential to addressing and progressing through current events, including issues of race and equity, supporting small businesses, large campuses, and our essential not-for-profits, and thinking ahead to what the future might look like with lessons learned together here in 2020. For several months, it's been virtually everyone who lives in Tompkins County who has been counted on as a key person. And so I accept this recognition on behalf of them, my friends, colleagues, and neighbors, and all the key people from all walks of life here in Tompkins County, New York. Thank you.
Next, I would like to award the Distinguished Business of the Year Award, given each year to a Tompkins Chamber member business in good standing that has demonstrated investment in their business through job growth, physical expansion, or capital investment, that has made a significant impact on the community, and has demonstrated commitment to the Tompkins Chamber mission and support of our organization through service, attendance at events, and participating in programming. The Distinguished Business of the Year is being awarded to Holt Architects. Holt Architects has been in business for 57 years and hit many milestones in 2019, including growing their staff by 20% and surpassing 250 cumulative local projects. Holt has attracted designers from around the world, drawing fresh talent and architectural influences to our area. In 2019, Holt supported 45 nonprofit organizations with charitable contributions, donations of services, and volunteerism. Holt's perennial push of the design envelope and abundant expertise has brought 78 design awards, a net zero building, and 12 LEED certified projects to Ithaca. They've helped pave the way for the high caliber of buildings designed in Tompkins County. Holt also supports the Chamber's mission through membership, attending and sponsoring, and also hosting events and programs. Please join me in congratulating Holt Architects.
This firm has a history of almost 60 years, and so much of the work that we do is in this community that we live in. Every morning, I probably drive by 20 buildings that Holt Architects designed.
I get to come here every day, work in this contemporary near net zero environment with some really creative people and produce great architecture.
Every project is exciting in a unique way because the client is unique, what they represent, what they want to model to the community. And there's a juxtaposition of the art and the science of architecture that our staff is really able to achieve.
We sort of check our egos at the door and we work together as a team. And I think that really helps a lot of the younger people grow quickly to see that we really do care how they contribute to the firm.
The best part about this is we all like each other. We like hanging out with each other, and it really shows. We have employees who love coming to work every day, and they're going to pass that along to the client.
Our clients have big ideas. They've often thought about these projects for years before we're even brought to the table. So we're really there to take their ideas and manifest that into architecture.
Three-dimensional modeling provides us the opportunity to share with them a virtual reality experience of what the design could look like so that we're moving forward with something that they know they're going to love when it gets built.
We focus in healthcare, higher ed, housing, and community work.
Healthy buildings and healthcare are one and the same. When we approach a project with that strategy, it creates really beautiful environments that are healing.
With our work with Ithaca Neighborhood Housing Services, we've been able to impact the affordable housing sector quite a bit.
I'm particularly happy about Breckenridge Place, an affordable housing project that's right in the heart of the city, the highest level of certification for LEED buildings.
It's about creating the future. We are proud to be a part of the revitalization of the West End of Ithaca, renovating buildings that were abandoned. We're helping transform a very underutilized asset in Ithaca, the waterfront and the inlet. Through the City Harbor project and the Carpenter Park project, those areas are going to be transformed.
We're really lucky to be in Ithaca and have the quality of clients that we have and being part of that community. That's really important to who we are.
Ithaca's ethos just draws you into involvement. When we're successful as a firm, we like to share that with the community.
I'm thinking about my children and grandchildren that are going to be here, so it's a feeling of accountability that our work has to be great, and that's why I want it to be great.
Now, I'd like to call up Steve Hugo and Cindy Kaufman to accept the Distinguished Business of the Year award.
Hello, everybody. On behalf of Holt Architects, I would like to thank you so much for this distinguished award. It means so much to us coming from our colleagues and friends in the Ithaca business community. Thank you so much.
Hi. Holt Architects is a business that really thrives on collaboration, as you probably saw in the chamber video. And we just want to encourage everyone to find ways to get out there, connect with your clients, connect with the community, and maybe sometime soon we'll see you all here at the Hangar Theater. Thank you.
2019 was a fantastic year for the Tompkins Chamber and CVB, and it is important, perhaps more so than ever, that we take the time to celebrate the achievements of our team, our members, and our stakeholders. Thanks to the hard work of our team and the support of our board of directors, many volunteers, and our members, we were in a relatively strong financial position at the end of last year. Peggy already shared the CVB team's accomplishments, and I'll briefly share some programming and advocacy highlights with you from the Chamber side of house now. Our membership was growing steadily, with nearly 100 new members joining the Chamber in 2019. We served around 2,000 individuals and 4,500 total registrants with events, programs, and professional development sessions. We launched a new Member of the Week program, highlighting our members and their commitment to their community. We held our most successful auction ever and had one of our best golf tournaments in years. Our popular Networking at Noon program saw attendance double as we focused on a different industry sector each month throughout the year. The Live in Ithaca Workforce Attraction Initiative saw 10,000 unique users and over 750,000 impressions in its first year, thanks to our integrated marketing campaign, our website, relocation guide, alumni outreach program, and newcomer services. Several projects that we championed had successes also, and these are important for the entire community to celebrate. Funding was attracted to many transportation, childcare, and arts and culture projects. The DOT site is finally being relocated to Warren Road after decades of advocacy. The airport expansion project has been completed, and it's a phenomenal experience to fly Ithaca. The Tompkins Center for History and Culture opened, with key contributions from the Chamber and CVB teams and from our supporters. The Downtown Ithaca Conference Center project attracted $5 million in New York State grant funding, and this project will now become an important part of our economic recovery. Finally, the Chamber and CVB were on track to achieve nearly all of our 3-year strategic plan goals and objectives. We did so much great work together, and we know that this work will continue, despite a necessary shift in priorities and strategies during this trying time. 2020 has brought universal challenges that we never could have predicted. The COVID-19 pandemic and related economic impacts were unimaginable just 9 months ago. These challenges have brought to light inequities that were long present but are now exacerbated by the public health and economic crises. The national conversation around racial justice, equity, and inclusion calls on us all to consider our role, our actions, and how we can work to address these issues within our communities and our spaces. There's no doubt that we're experiencing together some of the most challenging times for our community and our country in generations. But the legacy of this moment in our history, in this particular place, will be a reflection of what we have learned, how we have responded, how well we supported one another, how we changed and grew, and what we chose to build back, and also who we brought along with us. Our community is well positioned to manage these crises, to take these opportunities to do good, to build back better, and we know this because we get to see the work you're doing every day. For the last many months, your Chamber and CVB have been responsive and agile, providing critical information and technical assistance to hundreds of area businesses and organizations. We've joined forces with dozens of partner agencies and advocated for you at every level, and we plan to continue this important work with a keen focus on rebuilding our economy, finding new ways to connect, and to serve you in this new normal. As we've done our work, it's been impressive to watch our partner organizations, government officials, educational partners, healthcare providers, and businesses collaborate and innovate to address our most urgent and pressing issues, as well as turn towards recovery. Understanding our shared challenges and opportunities, exploring creative solutions, and building relationships will be critical to advancing a strong, sustainable economic recovery for all, while also ensuring that we continue to manage this public health crisis and create more space for everyone in our community. I want to thank the entire team of the Tompkins Chamber and CVB for their incredibly hard work last year, and especially through the last 6 months. Their passion for their work, their care for this community, and their desire for positive outcomes for your businesses cannot be overemphasized, and so much of it happens behind the scenes. This team truly believes in and lives the mission of the Chamber and CVB every day, whether they're working in the office, at a visitor center, or at their homes. And that's because every year we get to interact with thousands of people, and you provide us with a tremendous amount of inspiration. We will continue to relish your stories of resilience, of service, and of gratitude, because it's your stories and this community that will inspire all of us in the days and months ahead. You inspire us to keep moving forward, and I know that we'll continue to rise up together.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like today, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like the wave, I'll rise up in spite of my ex, I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know it feels like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains. We'll bring the world to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like today, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you. Like today, we'll rise up. In spite of the aches, we'll rise up, and we will do it 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up high like the wave, we'll rise up. In spite of the aches, we'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you,
That was so incredible, Singtrees. Thank you so much for inspiring us and sharing your talent with us this evening. We hope you've all enjoyed your time with us. Thank you once again to Tompkins Trust Company, Hugo Medical Center, our presenting sponsors, and all of our other sponsors for your support this evening. Without you, this would not have been possible. Thanks again to Well Said Media for their support producing this event and for our wonderful award winner videos. Thanks to the Hangar Theater for making our evening special, and also to Rick Manning and Naomi Summers for your talent as well. Thank you once again for joining us this evening, and to the Chamber Board of Directors and the Chamber and CVB staff. You've all been there for us, and we will continue to stand by you too. Together, we'll work towards achieving our vision of an inclusive community where people thrive, businesses start and grow, nonprofits effectively serve, and visitors experience our gorgeous place. Have a wonderful evening.